You're gnawing on chicken bones in the restaurant, and the waiter kindly offers to clean your table, casually asking, "Can I take the chicken bones from the menu?" You nod. He takes it away, but then you immediately turn back and ask for your chicken bones, saying, "I'm not done with this feast." You really think that's reasonable? Though harsh, the analogy leaves RU momentarily at a loss. A broken leg can't vanish. Where is it hidden? The bond between RU and her husband blossomed from a dance photo. Her husband fell head over heels at first sight. Both being dancers made them a perfect match in competitions, leading them together naturally, yet RU's father was less than thrilled about this son-in-law. The old man was tight-lipped at the dinner table, which left Saihan feeling embarrassed. To prove he could make money, he turned to his rowdy friends for help. With 10 grand on hand, he asked, "Where can I double it?" So influenced by his friends, Saihan stepped into the underground casino for the first time. Watching his cash pile up like a mountain, Saihan was utterly entranced, as if he had stepped into a real-life money game. His luck was through the roof. In just one night, he turned 100 grand into over 1 million, and the casino generously counted his cash. At the very moment when they were about to depart, a significant individual with slick, greasy hair leisurely approached them, but Saihan promptly rejected his invitation without hesitation. That big shot looked like he owned the place. The casino is worried about gamblers winning too much, just about them not showing up again. So, Saihan took RU out for a sumptuous dinner, the first official date, a sort of compensation for their wedding regrets. Yet his thoughts had already soared back to the casino, so much so that the next day, during the competition, Saihan was nowhere to be found, and they had a great chance of winning the competition and hitting the international stage, but Saihan had vanished to a private villa. He kicked off round 2 of his crazy bets, and in just half a night, he lost everything and racked up over 2 million in debt. He had 3 days to raise 6 million cash, then buy a ticket. Saihan felt lost and aimless. He stumbled into the venue, seeing RU still waiting, but he had lost the courage to face her, so he bolted to a countryside motel. He languished for 3 lifeless days until Choi Siren easily showed up at his door, scaring him into a frantic leap from the window, which broke his leg. That wrecked his future. Choi Siren tossed him into the sea with fireworks exploding around, leaving him unconscious from panic. Only then was he fished back out by Choi Siren, and through the whole ordeal, RU had to watch helpless. Her tears brimmed with resentment and rage, but the 6 million debt was a heavy burden on RU's shoulders as they knelt before her parents. At that moment, her parents were helpless. For her, they cleared Saihan's debt, draining their last savings. They rented a dance studio for the couple, hoping for better days. RU's face showed hope again. She no longer resented her husband. Instead, she began discussing dance with him, and enthusiastically exclaimed, "I'm absolutely itching all over in my eagerness to dance. I really want to dance." With his injured leg, Saihan helped RU hand out flyers at the studio, but business was dismal, contrary to their dreams. With barely any students trickling in, Saihan was eager to make quick cash, leading him to become restless once again. He sought out the big shop, hoping he could introduce some students, considering he had mentioned enjoying ballroom dancing during their first casino encounter. Thankfully, the guy was honorable and referred many seniors, boosting the dance studio's business, so RU hired an assistant. Not ready to live off of crumbs, Saihan eagerly sought more money-making ventures, impulsively spending 8 million on a foreclosure. But when it came time to finalize the purchase, he realized he had landed himself in huge trouble. "In the honor," he asserted, attempting to throw a little cash at those thugs to send them on, but those guys were clearly prepared and not to be messed with. They instantly demanded 2.5 million, and after doing the math, the cost soared beyond the property's value. Do you know foreclosures? I've researched. They have 2 types. One's a handoff, and the other isn't. The latter is cheaper. The one I bought is the latter, so it. How much did you buy it for? 800. How much do they want? 250. What's its market value? 1,000. RU was at a loss for words, but she could only bring gifts to negotiate. Seeing a dozen or so burly guys, she knew this negotiation was if I let them know I've got this number, how am I supposed to survive in this society? You've got to have some guts. What are you here for? You're like a freaking choir with all these guys living here, and that costs a fortune. I seriously don't have that kind of cash if you just take it and leave. One day when I sell this place and make a fortune, I'll make sure to send you a big red envelope. This is business, we'll need to see each other again. The big shot was enchanted by her soothing words, instantly losing his earlier menace. RU successfully negotiated the price down, minimizing their losses, but her third target made her husband feel rather accomplished. "Honey, what if we switched to foreclosure business? Just think, together we'd be like the ultimate duo. It's like a superhero partnership. One with a broken wing and the other who's been through it all." Have you actually read that book? Because you don't seem to have achieved much. Saihan's pride was hurt. While avoiding his problems, he started eyeing his wife. The two had a passionate encounter, only to be caught by his wife. Seeing scattered clothes, RU knew everything. It's not what you think. How could it not be? Though they didn't divorce, RU's heart was long gone. She continued running the dance studio and collaborating with different male dancers. Seeing her shine on stage, Saihan felt jealousy and regret. He decided to make amends by scamming treasures.